if you were still a minister, would you be comfortable touring the studios this morning to sell Sajid Javid's immigration white paper?
Well, I haven't seen the whole white paper, but the bit of it that has been trailed, I would not have been comfortable selling it. For example, the £30,000 threshold will pose severe difficulties for our science and research community and our universities. Now, we talk in this country about wanting to be the go-to place for innovation. We want to lead in the industries of the future. Now, many of the researchers, many of the young academics get paid less than £30,000. The reason is because science is expensive. So when they get the grant, they pay themselves just enough to live on, and everything is focused on the research. Now, if we want to attract the brightest and the best to do it, and it's not just about our own, the best science is done by bringing international teams together. It is self-defeating to have an immigration system that means the best people would rather go to Berlin to do their scientific research than to come here. Because the thing about the best is they have choices. And if we make it difficult for them, they will go somewhere else. And other countries, France, the US, are welcoming these people in with open arms. We punch above our weight in this particular area because we've always been open. So to shut the door on them now will be eliminating what is a huge competitive advantage of ours.
It's interesting what you just said, because I think you're right when you mentioned earlier the myriad different reasons that people had for voting leave, and whether they were fact-based or not, we can understand what they were, and choices for me would be a key part of that. It would be an awful lot, not by no means all, but a lot of the leave vote consisted of people who felt that their choices were restricted or even non-existent, that they were on rails, and the metropolitan liberal elite were living a life of untrammelled luxury and pleasure. What this £30,000 threshold does is essentially, in terms of freedom of movement out of the United Kingdom, if the EU reciprocates, it is doing the opposite of what they thought Brexit would do. It's giving more choices and more freedoms to educated, wealthier people than it is to the rump of the Leave vote. They've almost voted to make their bad situation worse under that analysis.
Well, I think the bet that the white paper will be making is essentially that by restricting foreign migration, that it would force employers to increase training and automate and therefore improve the lot of Leave voters. And I think that is a good thing. We need better trained people. We need more highly skilled people. We want our own people earning higher wages. That is true. But but we can do that without cutting off our nose to spite our face.
Yes.
And I think that is the key thing about the immigration thing, is because of the focus on numbers to the exclusion of all other considerations, we risk creating a situation that, as you said, actually backfires on ourselves.
And we would arguably be dealing with the fallout from this for generations to come.
And if you think about it, we're doing a lot of things at breakneck speed. You know, we are leaving the EU after 45 years. We're now going to completely rip apart our immigration policy and change the way our labour market operates. And I think that we've got to take our time to get these things. We're all in response to the referendum result, but we've been successful. There are things that are not working that we need to respond to. But as a country, we are successful. We are the 5th largest economy. If it was that bad, we wouldn't be the 5th largest
Predicted to be the
economy
7th next year by the latest analysis.
I think that we've got to be very careful ripping up things that have worked, appending the entire apple cart, when actually what we should be doing is focusing on specific problems voters have and dealing with them.